Welcome to the Girl, You're a Goddess podcast, the sacred space where divine feminine energy meets empowered living. I'm Hilary Burton, a licensed therapist, a feminine empowerment coach, and a professional dominatrix, here to guide you on a transformative journey of confidence, sensuality, and magnetic power. Whether you're manifesting your dream life, reigniting passion in your relationships, or simply seeking more joy and pleasure, this podcast is your guide to becoming the goddess you were meant to be. Hello, gorgeous goddesses. I'm excited to be here with you today. Thank you for joining. Our topic today is men want to serve you. Why aren't you allowing them? Men are here to serve women. The masculine is here to serve the feminine. And what is stopping you from being served? What is stopping you from receiving? Because men are fulfilled when they are serving the feminine. And there are so many things in our upbringing, in our society, in our subconscious programming that have told us that we cannot receive, that it's not safe, that we can't be vulnerable, that receiving requires a transaction. So we are going to delve into all of that today and figure out what receiving actually means, what that would look like, and what is stopping you from these incredible experiences in your life. So growing up, I was super independent, even as a child. And then as an adult, I became hyper independent. And it's interesting because it relates to my parents and their beliefs. And both of them wanted me to be incredibly independent, but it's interesting because it's for different reasons. So my dad and I have very similar mentalities, and he wanted me to be independent because he wanted me to be strong-willed and ambitious and determined and a go-getter because he was, right? And that's the masculine. And so I observed that through his masculine energy, and he was a provider for our family. And so I saw that and thought, wow, look at what his masculine energy is doing for him. I mean, I didn't think that at that time, but I was like, his hard work pays off. His hard work provides for our family. And my mom also wanted me to be very independent, but it wasn't until recently as an adult that I've realized why. It's because my mom didn't have the opportunity to create the life that she wanted because she was financially dependent on a man, my dad. And so she didn't have the financial freedom or the opportunity to go do the things that she wanted to do to create the life that she wanted. And so she wanted me to be so independent that I wouldn't need to depend on a man. She wanted me to have that freedom in my life, that I could do whatever I wanted to do without feeling stuck or obligated or positioning myself in that dependence. And so while I value that so incredibly much, there was so much pressure. There was so much pressure to get the best grades, to, go to college. I didn't have a choice about going to college or getting a degree. And it was at least as a master's degree. And it was at least something that would guarantee me a career. And I couldn't go to school for something that they didn't feel was a worthwhile profession. And those are their own subjective limiting beliefs about stuff. But still, that was so forced upon me that I didn't have a choice. And I'm so thankful for my education. I am so thankful for my master's degree. I am so thankful for all of that. But there was an immense amount of pressure, and there was zero space for me to be feminine in any of that time. At no point during my growing up from high school on was there space for me to be feminine. I never felt good enough. I never felt worthy enough because my grades were never good enough. I was never doing enough. My worth was so tied to my productivity and my achievements. That's all it was. It was go, 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 push, 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 harder, harder, harder. It was, you had fun yesterday, so you can't have fun tomorrow because you need to focus on school. That was it. And so my worth was so productivity and work-based. And there was never a time where I thought, oh, my life is going to be easy. It was work to get good grades, work to get the degree, and then go to work so that you work hard and make money and work hard for the mediocre life that you have. There was never this expectation that I was going to be so financially free and flexible. It was literally just, you need to go do this, and then you need to work hard every single day, and you need to work yourself to the bone so that you can have the minimum that you can provide for yourself without depending on a man. And that was my upbringing. And so, of course, that influenced my belief around my worth and productivity and hustle culture, and you have to work so hard for everything you have, and nothing comes easy. And I never saw a woman in feminine, flowy energy growing up. I've never experienced that. Everything was hard. I never experienced the soft life of feminine. And so that was never an expectation of mine. And so that affected dating, how I chose my partner, my beliefs about that relationship and the roles in those relationships. And that completely impacted everything that I believed about work and money and relationships and what my life was going to look like. And this was praised. This was praised by my family. Oh, look, she's working so hard. Wow, she went to school. She got that degree. We're so proud of you. And now you get to go work and you're working hard. And, you know, if you have a day off here and there, well, you're not working hard enough. Oh, you need more money. Well, you should be working more. It was never enough. And it was never up to their standards of how much and how hard I should be working. Because in their mind, you have to work hard for everything you have. And if you feel like you don't have enough, then you're not working hard enough. And so it's how we as the feminine are praised for doing it all, praised for being superwoman at home, praised for being the mom and the career woman and the woman who has it all together. And she's superwoman. She does everything. She takes care of everybody else. She never needs help. Why are we praising that? Why are we teaching women that it's unsafe for them to ask for help? Why are we teaching women that it's unsafe for them to have support? Why are we teaching women that they have to work so goddamn hard that they have nothing left for themselves? That they drain themselves, they burn out, they are exhausted and have nothing to show for it. They have so little in their life that brings them joy and passion and pleasure. And it's like, oh, well, she's a great mom. She's doing a great job. She holds down her career, the kids, the family. She knows everybody's birthday. She gets all the gifts. She does all the cleaning. Her weekends are filled with taking care of everybody else. Her weekends are filled with family visits and charity community events. And wow, she just does it all. What an incredible woman. What? She literally takes care of everybody else and never stops to have time for herself. I cannot tell you how many times I have seen these women, because a lot of times it's women that I work with. It's parents of kids that I work with. How many times I have seen these women get autoimmune diseases, be in the hospital because of the stress. Their body literally shuts down. They will not stop and take time for themselves because that's not what we're praised for. Because that's seen as weak. That's seen as incapable. So their body will literally shut down and put them in the hospital because they have not taken a single break. And there is so much overwhelming stress surrounding everything. And then you wonder, where are their partners? Where is their husband? Where is the masculine energy that is here to support and hold that space, hold that safety? Because so many times women are doing this by themselves. They are in a relationship with a man, most likely in a marriage with a man, but they are doing all of this by themselves. Why? There are so many things that lead to this dynamic, but truly, it is the feminine and the masculine balancing out. Because so many women have been taught that it is unsafe and we are unworthy to have support, to ask for help, or we've experienced unreliable men. We have been in relationships with feminine, unreliable men who have not given us the support and who have not held that masculine space for us. And we ended up doing everything on our own anyways. That was me. So I grew up in this hyper independent mindset household. Had to do everything for myself. I had to be all of these things, and my worth was related around my productivity and how much I did for everybody else. So that affected the man I chose. And the man I chose was someone who fell into that, someone that I would take care of, someone that I would handle the things for. It was more of like a caregiver relationship rather than a romantic dynamic. And I was so young, I didn't know. All I knew was I cared about this person. Again, I was doing more things for everybody else than I was for myself. That man did not provide a safe, strong, masculine space for me. I had to tap in more into my masculine to provide for all of it, to hold all of that space for not only me, but for everyone else. I was operating 100% in my masculine energy at all times. And I was so exhausted and drained and resentful. And that's part of my human design too. As a projector, a 3/6 projector, if I am not on the right track, I am incredibly resentful. And that just builds and builds and builds until one day I'm like, you know what? I'm done with all of it. All of it. I'm done with all of it. It ends here. It stops right here, right now, when every single thing is changing. And that's also the Scorpio in me, because I will burn it all down to the ground and start fresh. And I have done that several times in my life now. And it's also the most cathartic healing process for me, is to get so fed up and so resentful with where I'm at in life, just to burn it all down and rise from the ashes. And that's also how I work with the universe too, because the universe will make my life so uncomfortable until I have to do something about it. And like, change can be hard. A lot of us are resistant to change. And so recognizing those signs, recognizing that resentment building up and saying, something's not right here, I probably need to make a change. It's better to do that in small increments rather than just the very end and just dumpster firing. But, you know, lessons learned, all of that put me exactly where I am today. So I'm thankful for every single one of those experiences. But getting back to the feminine and because I was in my masculine energy, I was serving everyone else. I was doing everything for everyone else. And we think that service comes with the feminine. We've been taught that women are more valuable if they're serving everyone around them. Women's job is to be the maid, the chef, the mother. We serve everybody. We take care of everybody. So it's also thought that the feminine serves because the feminine is submissive, which is not a correlation. It is not necessarily true. You can be dominant in your feminine energy. You can be submissive in your feminine energy. You can be dominant in your masculine energy. You can be submissive in your masculine energy. Just because someone is a woman, just because they are feminine, does not mean that they are submissive. And our job here is not to serve. It's actually the purpose of the masculine. The masculine is here to serve and protect and hold space and keep us safe. That is the job of the masculine. And so because we have taught women for so long that their place is service, their place is beneath men, their place is to be doing everything for everyone else, it has completely flipped this entire dynamic. Men feel like they don't need to be serving women. They're so entitled about it. Why would I serve a woman? That's her job. Her job is to be in the kitchen. It's all backwards. It is all backwards. Think about how fulfilled a man is when he is able to serve you. How much men need to feel needed and wanted and of use, like to be useful. Like asking a man to help you with something is so fulfilling for them. They want to be needed. They want to be of service. They want to help. Most of them. The healthy masculine. A healthy masculine man wants to be of service. He wants to help. He wants to provide. He wants to hold that space for you. He wants to help keep you safe. That is the healthy masculine. Women are not here to serve. Our purpose is not to serve. We are natural nurturers. We just inherently nurture and care and love and help others. But that doesn't mean that's our purpose here. Just because it's something that is innate in us and we're good at because we care about other people and we nurture that, that's because we are the creators. We literally give life, so of course we're nurturing. But that doesn't mean our life's purpose and our passion and our fulfillment comes from cleaning up after a man. Men want to serve. Healthy masculine men are here to serve the feminine. The difficult part is we have been so trained in the opposite, and the patriarchy has taught us to mistrust men. Because largely, men are so unreliable now. We don't trust them in our marriage. We don't trust them to be honest. We don't trust them to be reliable. We don't trust them to provide. We have had so many experiences with men who are not in their healthy masculine, and we have seen this growing up. Many of our fathers were not kind, generous, loving providers to our mothers. Many of our mothers were in that relationship because they had to, because of financial security, to live life. They were forced into those relationships. And so men didn't have to be trustworthy. Men didn't have to be honest or loyal. Men didn't have to be kind and loving to their wives. Men could go do whatever they wanted and go have their fun. They would go work during the week and then go have fun with their buddies playing golf on the weekends. While the women, our mothers, never got a break from home. Never had a life outside of home because that was their place, that was their job. And so that taught us to mistrust men and the reliability of men and the support of men, because now we're seeing that, okay, so the man provided, but was it kind? Was it loving? Was it safe? Was it loyal? Do my parents still even like each other? Like, was that a loving, fulfilling relationship, or was it just obligation? And so many of us saw these patterns. I'm not saying there aren't healthy relationships. I'm not saying people don't have healthy parents. None of that. But a lot of us saw unhealthy, toxic behaviors in those relationships, and it furthered our mistrust of men and being able to rely on them for support. And the even more difficult part is receiving is vulnerable. Being on the receiving end takes you saying, I'm going to trust this person. I'm going to be vulnerable. I'm going to rely on them to do something for me. And so because we have had all of these experiences where we've had to hold that masculine energy and we've had to be in that space, letting go of that and being in our receiving energy is so challenging. It's so challenging. And I know there's so much feminine content out there that is like, open yourself to receiving. I get it. I say it too. But when you think about the unwiring and the reprogramming of your energy, your spirit, your subconscious programming, when you think about you have to rewire all of that to feel safe and open yourself up to receiving, there's a lot of work to be done. It's not just like, oh, I've decided I'm ready to receive from a man today. There's so much vulnerability in that. And there's so much inner work to be done, but there is also so much self-empowerment in that. To know that I've done the work. I am more than capable of handling this myself. I trust myself. I love myself. And I love myself enough to open myself up to receiving. Because I know if this person is unreliable, if they don't meet my expectations, if this experience is disappointing for me, okay, I've still got it. I still trust myself inherently. No matter what happens, I know I've got it. And so to have that belief in yourself and that self-trust is paramount to opening yourself to receiving. Because you can't just say, well, I don't trust myself. I really need help. I feel like I'm in a really rough place here and I don't think I can handle this. And then you put all of your faith in another person. It doesn't even matter, man, woman. You put all of your faith in another person and they let you down. It's unreliable. They have other stuff going on. They can't really help you. That's not a good place to be in. Not only do you not have you don't have someone else, you don't trust other people, it's unreliable. And being able to open yourself up to receiving after that, after you've already been burnt, how many times, is so difficult. So starting with your self-belief, your self-trust, I've got this. Whatever I need from someone else, I can provide for myself. I know that. Do I always want to? No. I don't always want to provide the masculine energy for myself. I don't always want to be the one holding that space and that safety and protection provider energy. And so I open myself to receiving from men so that they give me their masculine energy. In return, I give them my feminine energy. And it's this beautiful combination. But I know I've got it. And there's not a point where I say, I can't do this without somebody else. I know that no matter what happens, I've got this. And I feel like that is what is so magnetic about being in the receiving energy at that stage. Because I'm not in my receiving energy with grabby, sticky, like, I need you, I need your help. Come do things for me, I need it. It's not the grabby, sticky, yucky energy. It's the, I've got this, but you're welcome to help. I would love for you to step in and provide some safety and hold some space. That would make me feel so good. There's a difference between, I need you to support me, I need you to encourage me, I need your validation, versus, I've got this. But thank you. That's an incredible compliment. I love that. Thank you. Vastly different. So that's the tricky part about it. Because women need to be in a secure, safe, stable place with themselves to be able to open up to receiving, to open that vulnerability. And men need to see that we are open. They need to see that vulnerability to then give. Because unfortunately, so many of us women have been stuck in our masculine energy, and we've been aggressive and assertive and dominant and off-putting. And so now men are afraid to approach. Men are afraid to bring in that giving masculine energy, that serving masculine energy, because they've also been burned. And so it's going to take a combination of the two. For women leveling up and having belief and trust and love for themselves to be open to be vulnerable. And for men to realize these experiences are not the end all be all. And there are women out here who are open to receiving, and I just need to keep trying. We need men to keep serving and to keep giving. And men need to realize that the more they do that, the more women are going to trust them and be open to receiving. The more you're serving me, the more I'm going to be vulnerable with you and trust you and open myself up to that. It's one of my favorite feelings in the world when a man wants to serve. and like is giving to me and generous and wants to provide. That is one of the most incredible feelings in the world, not because I need it, not because I'm not fulfilled without it, or I don't feel like I'm complete without it, but for a man to say, what do you need? I've got you. What can I get for you? What can I do for you? I want to see the joy on your face. I want to see you happy. I want to see you having a good time. What can I do for you? I love that masculine energy. And instead of responding with, I don't need anything, I'm good, like I need anything from you, I respond with, oh, thank you. I'd love this. I'd love an umbrella. Would you mind getting one? Thank you. You know what? I'd love a water. Could you go get me one? Men love to be of service, and they love a woman who is open to that. And it's not a transaction for me. There is nothing transactional here. I think that's also where we get hung up, because we think that if a man does something for us, then we have to do something in return for them. And there has been a lot of experience of that, so I'm not discounting that. I mean, that exists to the extreme, to where men are like, well, I took you to dinner, so now you're going to have sex with me. No. And in a lot of men's minds, everything is a transaction. And so they might be serving me to get whatever they think they're going to get in return. I don't know what that is. I don't know what you think you're getting. I'm not a mind reader. You're doing something nice for me. Like it's the intention that goes into it, right? And okay, if you want to go get me a drink, great. Thank you. Love that. Thanks for spoiling me. And that's where it ends. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you a conversation. You are the masculine serving the feminine, and there's nothing obligatory about that. There is no transaction for me. So I think we need to let that part go. And I know there are still going to be situations where men are nasty and mean and aggressive because they did something for you and they didn't get what they wanted in return. And we really need to be setting our boundaries and making those situations so incredibly clear. Like, don't get me wrong, I still have those situations. I am still in those instances where men are like, well, I bought you dinner. Aren't you coming over after? Boy, no. You think a dinner entitles you to anything of mine, my body, my energy, any of this? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You are here to serve. Thank you for dinner. That was appreciated. I will now decide whether you are worthy of more of my time or not. Like, this is for me to decide if I even want to have another conversation with you, if I want to spend more time with you. So, in my mind, it's being so clear about the boundaries of that and like the expectation. And there are even times where I will tell men, I'm not sleeping with you. I'm absolutely not sleeping with you. So if that was your intention with this, we're not a good fit. I will tell them that, because I don't want them having that expectation that I know isn't happening. You haven't earned any of this. You're not worthy of this. Thank you for dinner, but it doesn't entitle you to anything. You're giving to give. You are serving to serve. And that's not a transaction for me. That's your duty as the masculine. That's your purpose as the masculine. And so much of this also comes from my dominatrix practice. Men are literally here to serve me. They are on their knees. And they know it is a privilege to be in my presence. They are happy just to be in my presence, and they will do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. They're not asking anything of me. They don't want anything from me. They know their boundaries. They know they are here to give, and then I will give whatever I want in return. That's how the energy works. That's how the dynamic works. And it's not even the dominant submissive. It's the masculine and feminine. Everything I do is about the masculine on their knees for the feminine serving. So let's talk about some examples of what this looks like in different areas of life. In love, in relationships, a man serving you, he is opening the door. He is planning the date. He is solving the problems. You should not have to think about complex things. You should not have to be problem solving when you are in that man's presence, in the healthy masculine. He should be handling those things. And especially when it comes to being romantic, when it comes to sex, you should be worshipped. Absolutely worshipped. That man should be making sure that you are fulfilled first. He should know exactly what you want. He should be ready to be on his knees for you. Like, absolutely ravaged. That man has never seen a more enticing meal than you, and his job is to devour it. That is the masculine serving energy. And that doesn't mean that you don't reciprocate. That doesn't mean that you don't want to have fun and enjoy that. But that's what men don't understand. But that's something that a lot of men don't quite get, is they think, well, I'm going to go first so I get what I want. That now that woman has no desire to ever please you or give to you or give you any of her energy in return. Like, be giving first, serve first, and then we will give tenfold. Like, our feminine energy comes and creates all of this abundance tenfold. You will literally have the best sex of your life as a man if you are giving to that woman first. If you literally devour her and ravage her, you will have an incredible experience. Much more of an incredible, fulfilling experience than if you just selfishly had your needs met. And so in business, that could look like letting men invest, letting men do more of the structure and the masculine, logical tasks for you that you necessarily don't want to be doing. Let them put their masculine energy to use. They want to be solving problems. They want to be creating the plans. And that's all helpful. We need that masculine structure. And part of this with the problem solving is many of us women need to let go of the perfectionism. We need to let go of something must be done this way with this expectation. Because a lot of times we feel like we do things better, that the way a man does things isn't up to our standards, that it would be done quicker and more efficiently if we just did it ourselves. And we need to let go of that, because that's what's causing you the drain and the burnout and the exhaustion, because you won't delegate those things. And that is literally what the man's energy is for, is to do those things. So even if it's not done the way you would love it, it doesn't have to be perfect. We have to let go of that perfectionism. I can't even begin to tell you how much of an impact this transformation on my life has been. The transformation from being an extreme masculine energy, moving into healthy masculine and feminine, because the opportunities, the resources, the relationships, all of the things that have come into my life because I have been open to receiving, it's mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. And to know that receiving feminine energy is so magnetic. It is so powerful, and it is so magnetic to the healthy masculine. It's like a beacon. Healthy masculine men are like, they're drawn in. They're drawn in and they want to know how they can serve you and what they can do for you. Not even from a submissive way, but a healthy masculine wanting to serve. That's the purpose. And letting men serve without questioning it, without having criteria, without having perfectionist expectations. Like, let's say a man offers to take me golfing and asks what is a good time for me, what's a good day. I give him that information and he books it. I love that. He's serving, he's planning things, he's booking things, he's figuring it out. I'm not going to go back and say, well, that time doesn't really work for me. Can we do like an hour earlier? And what were you expecting to do about this? Because then I'm going to need this. And then what were we? I am showing up expecting it all to be taken care of. And if it is not taken care of, if there is an issue when I arrive, then the masculine will handle it. It will be resolved. I'm not stressing about this. I'm not worrying about this. Did he do it right? How did he book it? That is not my concern. None of that is my concern. A masculine man wanted the privilege of my time and my energy to go do this, and my job is to show up. I don't need to know every single detail. My job is to show up. And if there is an issue, he will resolve it when the time comes. So letting go of the stress of the micromanaging, of the monitoring, let them serve. Let it unfold as it's meant to, and that is the feminine. That is flowing in your feminine, that is receiving, knowing that the universe is always working in your favor. However this works out is exactly as it's meant to. For your benefit, for a lesson, for whatever it is. Let go. Let go. Be open to receiving and allow men to happily serve you. The opportunities and the resources and the experiences that you will have are so vastly different than what you're living right now. Like, I can't even explain to you the amount of places I've gone, the experiences I've had, the events I've gotten into. And then on top of that, treated like a queen. Center of attention, always being taken care of. My needs are always being met. Is there anything you want? What can I do for you? What do you need? Are you enjoying yourself? Men can be so attentive when they are serving you. And I love that energy. I want you to be concerned about my happiness and my needs. I want you to be attentive to me. And they love that. They love that because I enjoy it and I'm open to it. To have that care and that consideration and like the check-in for my well-being is so attractive to me from the masculine because they are holding that safe space for me. I don't have to hold all that. I could just be and free and flow, and they love to see it. They love to see a carefree, flowing woman, wild and free, enjoying herself. And they get fulfillment knowing that I helped that. I am part of the reason that she feels so safe and free and flowing, and I want to continue that. I want to hold this space for her so she doesn't have to worry about anything, and she could go have a good time. And like, I love watching her have a good time. Oh, it's so juicy. That is my favorite energy from a man. I love watching you enjoy and pleasure and fulfillment. And I will do whatever it takes to see you in that state. That is the healthy masculine service. So I want you to think about, where are you still so tightly holding on to control? What are your beliefs around men serving and transaction mentality? And what are things in your life that you are doing that a man would love to handle for you? What are things in life that you are doing that you would want to delegate to a man so you didn't have to think about it anymore? Juicy. If this episode unlocked something in you, send it to a friend, send it to a man. Let's get this energy out there. And the conversations about this out there, because this is so important and it directly impacts our relationships between the masculine and the feminine and what's going on right now in society. And if you want to delve more into any of this, I do a lot of this in my dominatrix work, and I am coming out with a course that is Divine Domination 101. And so it is teaching women how to hold that space, hold the boundaries, and truly be in the energy and the presence and the worthiness of receiving from the masculine. So Divine Domination 101, that is coming out so soon. I'm working on it right now, and it's so juicy. And I have some exciting news about a methodology, a framework for everything that we are doing here. And it's called The Worshipped. And it is a huge program, but I am breaking that into courses, offerings, little things here and there so that you can delve into the world of you're a goddess, you are an altar to be worshipped, and your entire world is a temple that you hold the key to. So there is so much incredible energy with that, and it's a massive program that I'm slowly releasing and letting everyone tap into. And so if you've seen my content this week, I am talking about the reclamation, which is the first temple of worshipped. So keep your eyes open for all of those things, and we are going to dive more into this delicious energy. Thank you so much. Share with a friend, share with a man. Please write a review. That is the best way to get all of this out there and help raise the collective. Thank you, goddesses. I will see you all next week.